こんにちは。5秒で外国人のハートと信頼をゲット。あなたの可能性を切り開く。英語学習者と世界をつなぐキューピット。グローバリッシュ講師の高橋明です。オンラインで大学生から70代まで幅広い年齢の方に英語を教えたり、英語日本語の翻訳通訳をしております。今日は高橋明と一緒に学ぶ YouTube ライブズエクスパートにアメリカ人の英語講師シャントをお招きしました。シャント、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうござい
イ
ます。イ
エーイ。
ェーイ。
今日
楽し
はシャント
みましょう。
から、楽しみましょう。今日はシャントから、日本の英語教育について、どういうふうな印象を持っているかっていうことをお話を聞きたいと思います。では、ここからはシャントに、自己紹介をしていただきたいと思いますので、シャントさん、よろしくお願いし
よろしく
ます。
お願いします。こんにちは。私の名前はシャントです。出身はカリフォルニア。今7年間日本に住んでいます。日本の文化が大好き。趣味はバスケするのが好きです。あとは旅行に行くのが大好きです。奈良とか京都とか行くのが好きです。お願い
今はどこに住ん
します。
でるんでしたっけ？
今は大阪に住んでます。
Oh, good. 全
大
然大
阪大好き。
阪弁じゃないね。
そうですね。大阪弁はちょっと難しいです。まだ慣れてない。
そっか。OK。ありがとうございま
ありがとうございま
す。
す。
じゃあね、はい。早速ですけれども、ここか
はい。
ら、シャントさんに質問していきたいと思いますが、ここからは英語でがいいですよね。
Yes.
OK?
英語。Yes.
All
Okay.
right. So let's start it. So my first
Okay.
question is, what is your impression of English education in Japan?
Yeah, that's such a good question. So, as I mentioned, I've been teaching English in Japan for 7 years.
Mm-hmm,
And well, yeah, 7 years. And right now I teach English at a high school and junior high school
mm-hmm,
during the week. And on Saturdays, I teach English at a conversation school.
mm-hmm,
So I feel like every year, the
mm-hmm.
English education has been getting better and more advanced and even more creative.
Okay.
And one example is, I'm sure you've heard of ALTs,
Yes.
ALC teacher. So that's an assistant language teacher.
Yes.
So these teachers usually assist the Japanese teacher, usually at a public school.
Yes.
But I teach English at a private high school, and
Mm-hmm.
at this school they switched the roles.
I see.
So yeah, I'm the main teacher and the Japanese teacher assists me and they help me. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is a much better system because as a teacher, I have more confidence. I can control the class and
Mm-hmm.
prepare my own lessons. And
Mm-hmm.
it's good for the students because the students can take lessons that are mostly taught in English by me.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So, and they can improve their listening and speaking skills because I do a lot of pair work and group work. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like more and more schools, especially private schools, are more
Mm-hmm.
serious about teaching English and they're adjusting the way they do things. So I think that's much better overall.
I see. So
Yeah,
do you see any improvement in students you teach
definitely.
any each year?
Yeah, I feel like more of my students are feeling like more confident speaking English. They come up to me
Mm.
and they say hi and they want to have conversations. Yeah, and they're very
Cool.
interested in me about my background and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think overall it's much better for them. I hope they
Mm-hmm.
can have more chances to speak in their personal lives, but as far as the school setting, I think more students are feeling comfortable speaking English with each other and with the teachers too.
Good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. I was like, I went to private school too when I was
Oh,
junior high
okay.
and high school. Yes, and I went to the study abroad when I
Yes.
was in how about which one? 10th grade.
Oh,
Yes. Are there any students who goes to study abroad in your school or?
yeah. Sometimes they go to Australia or other countries, and that's always a good experience for them. But
Mm-hmm.
it's only a few students who choose to go there. I think a lot of students have this idea that other countries are kind of dangerous, so that stops them from
Oh,
going. So the students who are interested in English and they want to kind of expand their horizons and try something new, those are the ones who do the study abroad program.
I see. So just a
Yeah.
few students per year.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many, but I hope that more students can go in the future
Yeah.
and they can be kind of fearless about that. It'll be good for them.
So you feel that students are afraid.
Yeah, they have like kind of misconceptions about other countries and they see negative things on the news, which I know we will talk about later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that more students can know that if they go to another country, they can really, they can expand their horizons, they can make new friends, and maybe they can have new opportunities in the future. So it'll be really good for them if they do that instead of only staying in Japan in this like bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
So I think another thing is I noticed a lot of people in Japan are feeling more comfortable speaking English, more expressive compared to before. So I'm very happy to see that. Whether it's at work or in like public spaces, I can hear more Japanese people speaking English compared to before. So I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah, that's very, for me, surprising to
Yeah.
hear from you that impression.
Yeah. When I first came to Japan like 7 years ago, I feel like, I don't know, from what I noticed, a lot of people wouldn't speak English. But now when I go to the store, I hear Japanese people saying a few English words or trying to speak English, whether it's the staff or just other people. So I'm very happy to see that. So I hope it gets even better in the future.
Oh, yeah, probably because we have so many visitors from the worldwide right now.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's having a good impact on them for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And do you have another impression?
Yeah. So at the high school recently, some university students came to observe our lessons. And during the meeting, when they gave their self-introduction, they spoke in English. It was all in English. So everyone was surprised and we clapped for them and we were really happy for them because everyone thought they're going to give the self-intro in Japanese, but it was all in English. So I feel like more people, especially younger people, are just putting themselves out there and they want to try speaking English, even if they make mistakes. So I'm really happy to see that. And all the teachers were happy too.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, do you feel that Japanese, like high school teacher, I mean, English teacher in high school,
Yeah.
how about them?
Oh, that's a good question. It really depends because
Sorry if it's a rude question.
no, it's a really good question because some teachers who teach English are not so comfortable having conversations in English. So with those teachers, when we have discussions about the lessons, we speak in Japanese.
Wow.
But with other teachers, they want to try speaking English and they have more confidence. So we speak English. So it really depends on the person and their personality and like how much they want to speak. Yeah. But also those teachers who teach English, so I'm talking about the Japanese teachers, when they teach English, it's mostly in Japanese because they're explaining the grammar points and things like that. Whereas in my lessons, it's mostly in English. So, but I feel like overall, I would say most of the teachers who speak with me, they try to speak in English. So I'm happy to see that.
Yeah. And they get better?
Oh yeah, they're getting much better.
That's good.
And I tell them, 間違っても大丈夫です。もっと英語で話してください. So they feel, because of that, they feel very comfortable speaking with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that
and
makes
you're
me happy.
Such a nice person.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy
You're welcome.
to hear that.
But I'm just saying the truth, though.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Yeah, well, that's very interesting.
Yeah. So I think overall, things are getting much better in Japan as far as people speaking English. And, like regarding other countries, other Asian countries like Singapore, Thailand, people speak English over there a lot more and a lot better than Japan. So, but I hope Japan can move towards that direction too.
Yeah, but what's the benefit for us to get better at English?
Another great question. I feel like if more Japanese people speak English, they can expand their minds and then get more opportunities to meet more people and then maybe work abroad. And that'll be a great experience for them. Instead of only staying in Japan, they can try new things and it'll be good for their confidence, their mentality, and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Like, I think we can have more people to buy things in Japan, the people from the other countries.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
and also we really, because I speak English,
Yes,
I think
you're fluent.
Thank you. I have more opportunities as a freelance as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you work in the education field. This is what you do. So you have all these chances to speak and network with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope more Japanese people can have that same mentality as you.
Oh, yeah,
It'll
me
be nice.
too. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I wish that too. Well,
Yeah,
thanks.
I'll be praying for that.
I'll be praying with you too.
Yeah, let's pray together.
Oh, yeah. So let's move on to the next question.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I would like to ask you your vision as an English teacher.
Yeah, as far as me personally, I would like to keep taking my creativity to the next level as far as teaching
Mm-hmm.
my lessons. Because during my lessons at the high school, I try to do like 4 or 5 different activities
Mm-hmm.
so that the students can stay excited and be excited to
Mm.
learn English. So I currently use some online applications, like online
Mm-hmm.
quizzes. One
Mm-hmm.
is called Kahoot, and the
Yeah.
other one is called Quizlet.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I do those quizzes, the students are very excited and they want to speak more.
Mm-hmm.
And Quizlet is very nice because it makes like random teams, random groups, and they get
Mm-hmm.
together and they have to have like good teamwork and communication to get the right answer. So hopefully I can find more creative ways to teach my lessons like that.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully more people can be excited to learn English and comfortable to speak English, even if they make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of my vision as far as English education in Japan.
Wow, but it's a great vision. And
Yeah, thank you.
I just wanted to ask, do you see any, how do you say, interaction between your class and the Japanese, native Japanese English teachers class?
Yeah, like how
It,
they interact, how they speak
yeah, how
together.
they interact, and then that, does it have like better effect on the student about
Oh,
learning?
yeah. So usually when the Japanese teachers speak with the students, it's mostly in Japanese. I would say
Mm-hmm.
90, 95% because they're
Mm-hmm.
explaining things.
Mm-hmm.
They're like maybe explaining about Aiken or something like that or grammar
Mm-hmm.
points.
Mm-hmm.
So those teachers are very passionate about teaching English, but when they explain
Mm-hmm.
things, it's mostly in Japanese. So that can be
Mm.
good and bad. It's like a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when I speak with them, it's mostly in English and a little bit of Japanese.
Mm-hmm. I
So
see.
I hope that more of the Japanese teachers who teach English can speak more English with the students.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'll make the students more confident to express themselves in English.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. That's
Yeah, no problem.
no, because
Yeah,
because I teach mainly by myself. So
that's right.
yeah, I just wonder if, to improve my lessons or services, probably in the future, I would like to, collaborate and teach together with the native teachers and how,
Yeah,
I can do that or
that would be
just,
really nice. Yeah, it'll be a good experience for you. You can
yeah,
share ideas together. So, like
sure.
every time I'm teaching my lessons at the high school, I always tell the Japanese teacher, please share your ideas. I'm the one in charge, but I want to hear what you have to say. And then
Mm-hmm.
because of that, they feel comfortable speaking with me and
Mm,
we brainstorm together.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it's really nice if you do that.
Yeah, thanks. Well, if I do
Yeah.
that, yeah, I will let you know.
Yeah, let me know, please. Let me be the first one to know.
Yeah. I call you the very first.
Yeah, I'll be waiting.
All right.
All right.
So the third question.
Yes.
Yes. So could you give us some advice on Japanese culture or habits that might lead to misunderstanding in the US?
Yeah, well, one thing is, as you know, a lot of Japanese people are shy.
Mm-hmm.
And because foreigners know that Japanese people are shy, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
foreigners maybe don't have conversations with them or don't spark a conversation with them. But
Mm-hmm.
actually, if you know how to approach Japanese people in a kind and respectful way, they will respond in a positive way. Just don't be so aggressive with them. So yeah. So as a foreigner, just like you have to know how to approach them, and then they will talk to you. So I think that's one thing.
Yeah. How
But
about
also,
for us? Yeah.
Yeah. So if Japanese people go to other countries, they might be intimidated by the fact that a lot of foreigners are kind of loud and very expressive and sometimes maybe aggressive. So that's just the way they speak. So try not to be intimidated by that. So just if you want to, and you can also like as a Japanese person, when you go to another country, you can try to like join in on conversations like at the supermarket. They would be happy to like speak to you and things like that. Because as you know, like for example, in America, people are more free to speak with like strangers or speak with each other. So if you ever go to another country, you can like join in, like we say, chime in those conversations, and you'll have a nice time speaking with people.
I see. Well, I have a question that I
Yeah.
had. I heard from one Japanese lady who lived in the United States because of
Yes.
her husband was, kind of assigned and transferred to the US for a couple of
Oh, okay.
years.
Yes.
And yeah, she was, trying to be friendly with neighbors. So she said hi to the the people in the neighborhood. But one
Yes.
day her husband told her that not to be so like, friendly to everyone because sometimes there will be not good person, good people.
Yeah, it could be dangerous in some situations. Yeah, that's a good
How
point.
do you how do you find or sense it?
Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to talk to every single person, but if you feel you can kind of like that'll be kind of weird.
Yeah.
But you can just like trust your instincts, and if you feel comfortable talking to that person, or if you feel like you can say something, then you can say it. You don't have to force yourself. So yeah, just trust yourself, and like nonverbal communication is very important. So if you sense that you can say something to that person, you can approach that person, then go ahead and do it. I think more often than not, it'll be a good experience for you. Because as you know, a lot of Japanese people in public don't talk together if they're strangers.
No.
And I think that's kind of sad because in America, like people make eye contact. They say, oh, hi, I like your shirt. I like your hat. And it makes you feel good. So it doesn't mean that you have to do that all the time. But even if you do that like once in a while, it'll make you happy and it'll make the other person happy too.
Yeah,
So
true.
I recommend doing that if like, whenever you feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, that reminds me when I just came back from Canada when I was like 16. And and then I saw this man that I don't know was riding a bike and then passing by. So I said hi, and he was like, "Who is this girl?"
Really?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the person because like there are a lot of shy people in Western countries. It's not like everyone is expressive or everyone's an extrovert. People have their own personalities, but I think in general, if you go to other countries, you can feel like a different atmosphere. People are willing to look at you, make eye contact, or have conversations, and it makes you feel really nice and really like warm. So yeah. In Japan, a lot of people avoid eye contact, and sometimes I find that to be funny.
Yeah, probably if it's in a trains or
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I live in like an apartment here.
Okay.
And when we, ride in the same elevator, they say hi, kind of. And I think I find it, a nice, at least to get to know who's living in the same apartment.
Yeah.
But outside of the apartment, not really.
Yeah, especially as a female, maybe if you talk to someone, they might get the wrong idea. So you got to be even more careful. Yeah, I can imagine.
True. Yeah, true. Yeah, so the sex matters or
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I think if it's at work or like you said, if you live in the same apartment complex, maybe you can say hi, have some small talk. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's true. Well, And also, we were talking about this party invitation,
That's right.
If I was invited in a party in US and
Yes.
I feel like not really going because I don't know anyone there, or can I say no?
I think it's okay to say no. It depends on the situation, but if you're not feeling well or you don't feel comfortable going, then maybe you shouldn't force yourself. But I would
Sure.
recommend trying to go at least one time. Like if it's a work event, you can try going to see if it's good for you, if you have fun. And after that time, if you don't want to go anymore, then that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
Even
know
if
in
I
Japan,
say,
it's
yeah,
different in Japan. Yeah.
yeah. Even if I say no, this
Yeah.
person will talk to me the next day.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. It's not like they're not going to talk to you. Yeah. Don't talk to me. You didn't come to my event. No, they're not going to say that. It depends on the person, but I think people are more, yeah, they're understanding over there in the US
Okay.
because people are
Good.
more free to do what they want to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, there are some things that we should bear in our mind when we go to the United States. Don't be
Definitely.
too
Yeah.
shy.
Yeah.
And
Because people appreciate it when you talk to them or when you compliment them. I know Japanese people don't really compliment each other, but even if you say something like, "Oh, your hair looks so nice," or "I like your shoes," people are going to be happy to hear that. So
oh
I hope more
yeah.
Japanese people can feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you feel that we don't compliment each other?
It depends. It depends on the person. Well, some people tell me, "Oh, that was a nice lesson, and I like your style of teaching." So they say stuff like that, but they don't say things like, "Oh, nice haircut," or "nice shoes." That's very rare in Japan.
Oh
Whereas in
yeah,
Western
true.
countries, people are more open to saying things like that.
Oh yeah. But maybe because there is some harassment issues,
That's
and
true.
I think males are very, awkward saying, like, they don't feel comfortable
Yeah,
complimenting,
I
especially
understand that.
females.
Exactly. You got to be careful with that. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
it's not.
there's a way to do it. If you say it in a nice and friendly way, then
Yeah.
I think people are going to respond very positively. But if you're, like you said, if you're awkward with it, then it's not going to be good.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you got a point that we don't compliment well. Like we normally point out what is the improvement parts, like
Yeah.
Toyota's Kaizen parts, right?
Oh, yeah,
To
yeah, yeah.
improve more and more.
Exactly. Yeah. This is what we have to do to get better. But I
Yeah.
think it's also important to take the time to like look at the positive things too. This is how well we've been doing, or you've been doing a good job. Keep it up, like encouraging each other.
Yeah,
That's like
true.
it's a human thing.
Yeah, sure.
It's very
Yeah, we don't
important.
have that in our nature.
Yeah, I think that's kind of missing in Japan. Even I
Mm.
feel like amongst family members don't really hug each other. They don't kiss each other.
No,
And
my son
yeah,
hates me to kiss
yeah.
him.
Do you do it anyway?
No, his barrier is very hard and tough to break through.
That's funny. Yeah, but like in Western countries, people like kiss each other, hug each other, whether it's like cousins
No.
or, like mother and daughter, mother and son. And I feel like that's very important.
Yeah, me too. I think so. You have to convince my son for that.
Yeah, I'll have a talk with him.
Please.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Yeah,
So let's go into the last question.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So is it important for Japanese people to do more proper research about the other countries like US instead of only believing what they see on the news?
Definitely. I think the best example is at the high school. As I mentioned, some students are interested in going abroad and studying
Mm-hmm.
abroad, but many students are scared to do that because they have a negative image of other countries and they just
Mm,
see things on the news, like they see some
mm,
violence happening on the news, and that's their image of that country. Or they see, like,
mm,
regarding America, there's a lot of like homelessness. The homelessness
mm,
problem is pretty bad. And people know that in Japan. And because of that, they don't want to go there. They don't want to go to the US. So I feel like instead of only believing what you see on the news, you have to do your own research. You have to have conversations with Americans and other people. And then you can make your decision whether or not you want to go to that country.
Yeah. Well, thinking about like homeless or violence, we have that in our society too, in Japan, even in Japan.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like a raffles that if you get a good host family or not.
Oh yeah, it's kind of random.
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, I can understand, but I think they were kind of too scared to go, or
Yeah. I think people
to
need to use their like critical thinking skills instead of only watching the news. You have to talk to many people, look at many sources, and you have to also look at the positive side of other countries too.
That's true. We don't educate the critical thinking skills in Japan.
Yeah, that's a good point. People have like one way of thinking and they easily believe things that they see on the news or things that they hear from people or on social media.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think we need to have critical thinking.
Definitely. Because I think once they go to another country, they're going to see that it's an amazing experience for them and they're going to meet new people. They might have some new opportunities for them. So they should just try and do it.
Yes, I wish they would try and like break through their mind and comfort zone, like get out from their comfort zone.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So it's kind of a time. So I would like
really
to wrap
nice.
up. Yeah, it was very nice. But lastly, I just want very curious. It's my it's a personal question, but
of course.
Yeah, I've met you this year or last year. Yeah, last year.
Last
so it's
year,
been
I would say,
about a year since
yes,
I've met
about a
you.
year.
Yes. So am I different from other like Japanese people, or what kind of impression do you have?
Definitely. You are, but in a good way. In a very good way. Because I feel like you don't have a typical Japanese mentality. Of course, you can speak English. You are fluent in English, but you like expanding your horizons and trying new things, and you don't shy away from having important conversations. So I really respect that about you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, so keep being yourself and keep expanding your horizons. And I think it'll be better for people around you. You can have a positive impact on other Japanese people, and you can inspire them to hopefully speak English and to go to other countries.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, thank you so much, Shant.
Thank you so much, Aki. Let's do it again sometime.
Yes. So lastly, if you want to promote something about your services or future services or anything, please take your time here.
Oh yeah. So as I mentioned, I teach English at a high school and conversation school, but I think gradually I would like to get my own private lessons. So if you're interested in learning English, please contact me. You can send me a message on my Instagram. I'm sure Aki can send you the link of my Instagram. And yeah, I would really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
ということで、はい、ありがとう、シャント。ありがとうございます。ね、楽しかった。すごいサクッと終わっちゃいましたね。ということで、シャントは今高校と、あと英会話学校で英語を教えていますが、今後は、プライベートでも生徒をね、教えていきたいということで、シャントに教えてもらいたいという方は、ぜひシャントのインスタグラムを概要欄にリンク置いておきますので、ぜひフォローして、ね、
お願いします。
はい、コンタクトしてください。はい。ということで、高橋明と一緒に学ぶ YouTube ライブズエクスパート、シャントを満喫しての会はここで終了となります。シャントさん、本当にありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。Thank you. また話そう。
Thank you. ね、本当ですね。そして次の高橋明と一緒に学ぶ YouTube ライブズエクスパートは、 7月26日土曜日の夜8時半から行います。今度は、ワーママのジュリさんをお招きして、国際交流をするにはどういうことをしていけばいいのかっていうのをね、お話し聞いていきたいと思います。ということで、ありがとうございました。Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm finishing the live now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think, yes, I've finished.